Hello, this is Joseph Staub from JS Rock Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing the second installment of my 10 most underrated Kiss albums. So today I'm going to be talking about the companion album to Dynasty, which I reviewed last time, which is 1980's Kiss-Unmasked. I mentioned in the last review that there were three major similarities between these albums. Those three are, one, that both of these albums were labeled as something that they necessarily weren't, with Dynasty being the disco album, which I addressed last time why that wasn't, and Unmasked being the pop album, which I will address why that's not necessarily true on this review. The second similarity between these two is that Vinnie Poncia's production on both of these albums tended to influence these labelings. If, say, Eddie Kramer would have produced these albums, it would have definitely been a lot heavier. That being said, the third similarity between these two is that one major musician in Kiss did not play on the album, yet was credited on the album, and that is Peter Criss. He played on one song on Dynasty and nothing on Unmasked. All the drums, except for possibly Dirty Livin' on Dynasty, were played by Anton Fig, who later played in David Letterman's band. I like Dynasty more than Unmasked. I still like Unmasked. There's some songs on Unmasked that I'm not too happy about. There's some on Unmasked that I really like. So we're going to get into those songs right now, and it starts out with Is That You, which is one of the heavier songs on the album. It has a pop feel mainly from the production, but it is a heavier song. It is one of the first instances of cussing in a Kiss song when Paul Stanley says the B word, but this is the first Paul song on the album. This album is mainly dominated by Paul and Ace. Gene has 2 songs, but the other 9 songs are split up between Paul with 6 songs and Ace with 3 songs. So, basically, this song is a really good start to the album. It does have a pop feel to it, especially on the pre-chorus. I really like this song. So that goes into the most popular song from the album, the power ballad Shandy, which was really popular in Australia. This has more of a poppy feel to it, especially with like the hi-hat and the snare drumming. Paul Stanley is the only member of Kiss to play on this song, in all truth. He played bass and guitar, he played all the guitars, and then someone else played bass, and someone played drums. So, everybody kind of says this song is too soft. I really like this song. I think it's a really good song. Paul Stanley really does start off the album. He has the first 2 songs, and he does kind of set the feel for the album. It is a little bit poppy, but it's still a really good album, I think. So then, that goes into the first Ace Frehley song from the album, Talk to Me. This is kind of a new path for Ace. He basically holds this album down as the heavier songs on this album, but it's still a little bit poppier than Ace is used to. Ace kind of feels a little bit unsure of himself on these songs. This is my favorite of the 3 Ace songs. I like all of them. They are some of my more favorite songs from the album, but you can tell he's not in his comfort zone with these songs. I really like this one. I think it's a really good song. The guitar work is really good, and then when the rest of the band comes in on the chorus, it's like really heavy. Right here, it's about to happen. It has that like pop, like all coming at the same time. It is one of the heavier songs. So then this goes into my personal favorite song on the album, the first Gene song, Naked City. My God, do I love this song. This is definitely the best song on the album. I can't even begin to describe how much I like this song. I just think it's so neat. It's definitely one of the poppier songs Gene's done. Both of his songs on this album are pretty poppy, but this one's poppy in a good way, where his other song is poppy in not such a good way. I really like the lyrical matter of this song. It's just so neat to listen to, just to sit down and listen to this song and like try to think about what the lyrics mean. So that's my favorite song on the album. Then that goes into where the album starts to decline a little bit for me. Paul comes back in with What Makes the World Go Round. I still like this song. It would be higher on my Paul list. Not as high as Is That You and Shandy. It'd probably be about 4th on my list of the 6 Paul songs. It's okay. It's definitely a pop song. I like the song. There's only 3 songs 3.5 that I don't like on this album. This isn't one of them. So, then we have Tomorrow, which I do like. That is probably my third on the list of Paul songs. So it's higher than What Makes the World Go Round. I really like it. It is definitely a pop song. It is a flat-out pop song. There's no denying that. But I still really like it. It has that feel. There's a lot of, like, fans of Kiss that are, like, so heavy metal that they, like, put this out on the side saying, ew, it's pop. I was not brought up on hard rock and heavy metal. I was brought up on Kiss, but I was also brought up on a lot of other, like, pop stuff, like 80s, 70s soft rock. So, coming as a latecomer to a lot of heavy metal, I have a viewpoint that this kind of stuff is, I still like it a lot more than most Kiss fans and metal fans do. So, then that goes into the next Ace song on the album, which is Two Sides of the Coin. This is I'm kind of torn on this song. It's kind of almost a tie between this song and the other Ace song on the album for my bottom. It just kind of, the lyrics just kind of fall flat. It's just not really. It's one of those Spoon Moon in June kind of rhyming songs. The lyric-wise, Ace kind of sounds a little bored on this song. It's okay. That's about all I can say about it. Then we go into She's So European. What in the Lord's name was Gene Simmons thinking? This song is probably the most insane song lyrically that Kiss has ever done. This makes The Elder look like a masterpiece lyrically. That's basically all I have to say about this song is, Gene Simmons was really caught up in the whole pop thing, and it shows through this song. This is one of my least favorite songs on the entire album. It is a horrible song. Next. Easy as It Seems. The worst Paul Stanley song on this album. This is a disco song. Disco is dead. That's all I have to say about it. It's horrible. Torpedo Girl is the final Ace song on the album. It's, like I said, it's kind of tied with Two Sides of the Coin. I might like it a little bit better than Two Sides of the Coin just for the riff. The opening is really neat. I think this is a neat song, like, musical-wise. Again, I'm not a big fan of the lyrics. The lyrics towards the later half of this album kind of fall flat. I mean, stuffing 11 songs on an album, there's gonna be some songs that aren't gonna be the best. Like, this riff I love so much, they could have done so much more with it. The lyrics are... The lyrics bring the song down. I like Ace's vocals, he's, like, energetic about it, and the riff and the musicianship is good, but the lyrics bring everything down. So, now we're on to the last song on the album, You're All That I Want, You're All That I Need. It's better than Easy as It Seems, but what isn't? Easy as It Seems is horrible. You're All That I Want isn't much better. This is another Gene Simmons song. I was mistaken. I thought this was a Paul Stanley song. So Gene has 3 songs on the album, Ace has 3 songs on the album, and Paul has 5. So, Easy as It Seems is the worst Paul song. This one's a little better than She's So European as the worst Gene song. This is okay. It's Gene getting caught up in the whole love thing that he says that Paul always gets caught up in. If you read the book, Kiss Behind the Mask, he's, like, quoting with Paul's solo album that Paul always gets caught up in the whole love thing. This is basically what this song is. It's the whole, you're everything to me, Paul Stanley kind of song. That's why I thought for a minute Paul Stanley sang it. But it's not a Gene Simmons song. So that wraps up my review of Unmasked. It's definitely not the best Kiss album ever made. It has some really, really good songs on it, mostly the first half of the album, the first probably 6 songs of the album are really good. Then it kind of goes. The second 5 songs are just bad, but I think the first 6 songs and some of the last 5 are good. So I'm gonna do 8 more reviews of underrated Kiss albums this week.